What's going on, everybody? I am Johnny Martinez, and you are plugged in to the Social Plug Podcast, where we connect you to level up. We're always leveled up by Social Plug Media and powered by Social Plug Media, and we always discuss ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Today, we're at Vicky's Hinterhof in beautiful downtown and historic New Braunfels, Texas, and I'm having a damn good day. It's Tuesday afternoon. We are live, and there's no other place that I'd rather be today than with J-Rock and our special guest. What is going on, J-Rock?
What is up, brother? How you doing, man?
Good, man.
I sound a little raspy, bro. I'm getting my voice back.
You're getting it back? How did you get that rasp in your voice?
Man, I got a little sick, bro. I'm not going to say how, but I got a little sick, and I was, lost my voice.
Here's a disclaimer. It is not COVID.
Not COVID. No.
He does not have COVID. No. He does not have any kind of...
I defeated that son of a...
You beat COVID's ass, man. Did you ever have COVID?
I did, man. I think I was one of the earlier persons in the city that had it. You know how they were like keeping tabs and shit?
Yeah. You weren't in the hospital on a machine or anything.
I went to the hospital. They didn't put me on. I didn't want to be on a machine.
Because you got those good genes.
Thanks to Joe Rogan and podcasting, by the way.
What did Joe Rogan do?
He used to tell us what the real shit should have been taking vitamin D and don't take a ventilator, stuff like that.
Bananas and shit like that.
Yeah, man. Potassium.
Potassium.
No, it was vitamin D though. Those are your vitamins. Anyway, something like that. But I just didn't. I was listening to Joe Rogan and it saved my life.
That's a fun fact.
Will save your life.
So that's a fun fact. Maybe our podcast will save someone's life. Because that's hopefully the value that we can provide for people on this Tuesday afternoon, man.
Heck yeah, man.
The weather's getting better and it's Fiesta week. I spent some time this week at Fiesta.
I saw that. How was that?
It's Fiesta, man. It's Puro San Antonio.
I want to talk about that. We'll definitely talk about that.
Okay. I had a couple of margaritas, and we got to spend some time down at Market Square.
Yeah.
Hood. Yeah.
It's the Hood?
Yeah.
Did you drink?
I can say that because I'm from the Hood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I'm not from San Antonio or from the Hood, I can't be calling San Antonio Hood, man.
So you're from the south side of San Antonio.
South side. That's what we call Puro. And I say it with a
okay.
Yeah,
see, I could have been Hood, right?
Yeah. Dude,
there's nothing Hood about it.
I think we call you a Hood rat.
Is that what it was? No, I like Hood Rat Snacks from
Hood Rat Snacks.
From Miguel.
Big shout out to Mako, DC, Michelada Mike, man.
Yeah.
He serves up the Hood Rat Smacks and the Michelada Mix.
Yeah.
You can't have a Modelo or a Corona without the Michelada Mix.
That's right, man. Hell yeah.
So today's episode is sponsored by the great people at River City Advocacy. They're good friends of ours that we partnered with recently. And they help people get back on track and to help minimize their mental health and to maximize getting back on track. They want to maximize their mental health and be stress-free. They have counselors. They have all kinds of people on deck to help you at a moment's notice. Because mental health is a big thing today. Men's and women's mental health, even kids' mental health is a big thing. So you can find them here in New Braunfels and also at rivercityadvocacy.org. They're having a big event on May 9th over at the Guadalupe Brewing Company here in New Braunfels. And the Spasmatics are going to be in the house, bringing rhythm, bringing hope, and bringing a stress-free environment. So we're looking forward to that. Today's special guest is also from Puro San Antonio. All right, you can hear her laughing back there. So yeah, she's originally from San Antonio and she's traveled a little bit, but she brings a lot of value, a lot of exposure, a lot of connection power. So this young lady, she's not only a leader, but she's a negotiator, she's an influencer, she's an event organizer by trade. I call her a boss lady. I see her all over social media. I see her doing a lot of cool things and connecting with the right people and helping people level up. And she's also the owner of Elite Business Link. So we'll talk all about that. We'll get in depth. We'll have in-depth conversation on this live Tuesday afternoon. Samantha Guajardo. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did. Good job. Thank you.
I'm trying to channel my inner, San Antonio because it is Fiesta Week.
Yeah, you got it.
Normally I would have said Guajardo.
Yeah. Right. That's usually how I pronounce it, just to make it easier for everyone.
But I did it like on Telemundo, Guajardo.
There you go.
Yeah. So, girl, you're doing a lot of good things here in San Antonio and New Braunfels. I just found out, we just had lunch earlier, so you have a tie to New Braunfels as well.
Yes.
Some family stuff going on. We were at Bootleggers, and tell us about that.
Yeah, so Bootleggers back then used to be a leather shop. Luling's leather shop, or Ludwig's or something like that.
Yep.
And my grandparents used to work there. And so during summertime and when I was younger, I used to work at the little shop back there. I have a love for the smell of leather because I would work in the leather in the back, and we would go eat breakfast across the street at El Tapatio, and yeah, it was just nice to like be back and kind of see that location, even though it's no longer the leather shop anymore, but it just brings back a lot of memories growing up.
El Tapatio has great menudo.
Yeah.
And I know J-Rock's had some menudo when he's hungover.
Yeah.
Right? Is that a true statement?
And that's actually the spot I go, closest to my house.
Yeah. So we all love menudo and we all love Fiesta. Have you visited Fiesta this year?
This year I have not, but I'm all about watching all the Fiesta videos.
I just saw some earlier during our
Did
break,
you see the
man.
big brawl?
Yeah, so I was like, what the heck's going on, bro? I didn't know we were going to a UFC fight and Fiesta.
I didn't see the brawl.
You
So
haven't seen
somebody
it yet?
went viral on that, or somebody put that on YouTube and it's viral, or TikTok?
I saw one on TikTok, and then the cops are just, I mean, they're getting control out there, though. Shout out to those guys. The guys in blue are pushing them all out of the way, getting them out of there, man. It's not what it's supposed to be about, but, I mean, that's what happens when you get crowds together.
Who was fighting? Gals, girls, what?
The video I saw,
Or guys, girls?
the video I saw, you couldn't really tell who was fighting necessarily. Like, there was just all this stuff. They were pushing the heck out of one guy, though. The cops were. I think he was the one that started everything. But they were pushing him to get out of there. And, yeah, it's crazy when you get violent like that, because then the cops act like towards everybody.
People get a little stupid.
Yeah, it's a little too much.
And you add alcohol to the mix, and you add celebrations and all that kind of stuff to it. And people get violent, man.
Yeah, that's why it's best to go during the day. You know, go family friendly during the day. But like, there's a joke that my friends say: once it gets dark in San Antonio, it can get a little crazy, man. So
You don't know what the hell's going to happen at night, especially when you got people at Fiesta. So I like going to Market Square, chicken on a stick, and the frozen Jack and Coke and all this kind of stuff. Eating at Mi Tierras, and just the whole vibe. Listening to Tejano music, conjunto music, stuff like that. I mean, it brings back a lot of memories from when I was a kid. And I like going to Niosa, Night in Old San Antonio. That's a pretty cool place to be.
Are we planning on going still?
Yeah, I'm going on Friday.
We're going Friday, right?
Yes.
I'm going Friday.
You're going with me?
Wait, yeah, I'm going with you. That's what Jessica told me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
My planner invited J-Rock. I didn't invite J-Rock. I just found out my planner invited him.
That's fucked up, man.
Okay. My manager invited you.
Okay.
So I guess it's authorized for you to come out with us, J-Rock.
For sure. I'm planning on it. That's for sure.
And then our friends from Rosarios are having a rooftop bar party. So have you been to Rosarios?
I have, yeah. I haven't been up to the rooftop yet, so invite me.
All right. Yeah. So you're invited on Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm coming out. Let's
So
go.
another Fiesta event is the King William Fair. All right. So that's a whole festival in the King William district. That's the higher end homes and
I was about to say that sounds higher up.
yeah. Well, King William. I mean, it is a cool festival. A lot of vendors, a lot of food and drinks and stuff like that. But Rosarios is right outside of the perimeter of the King William district.
Oh, okay.
So they're having a little King William Fair party, and we're going to be a part of that as well. Social Plug
Sounds
Media.
like a cross play or something.
Yeah. You say cosplay?
Yeah, like when they dress up and they go act like they're
There
fighting.
is some dressing up. I'm not going to get into that, but there is some dressing up as well.
All right.
Let's just say it's LGBTQ friendly there.
Gotcha.
Okay, so people are dressed up, and they're just having a damn good time.
There you go. That's what it's all about.
So
Safe and
Rosarios.
fun. Safe and fun.
If you want good margaritas, good ceviche, I like ceviche. Ceviche is one of my favorite dishes. I can't find that anywhere on here. No offense to anybody in New Braunfels, but ceviche is my gig, and I can't wait. So
Well, Jesse's in the comments, and he said Friday that he's going too.
Jesse's
So
going.
It
Okay.
looks like we got a group going.
So DJ Jesse E. He always brings a good vibe, and we'll have him with us too, and we're just gonna bring the damn house down, man.
Hell yeah.
So Fiesta San Antonio is where it's at. So Samantha, you're from San Antonio.
Yes.
Born and raised.
Born and raised for the most part.
What side of town?
I would consider it west side, northwest side.
West side.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Not that in deep. Not that deep in the west
Okay.
side, but
All right.
yeah.
Just on kind of around.
right, yeah.
All right. So you've spent a lot of time in San Antonio,
Mm-hmm.
and you've we won't get into the deep rooted your business right now,
Mm-hmm.
but you have connected with people. You know a lot of people in this area.
Yes.
And recently, I met you at a networking mixer.
Right.
All right? One of the great podcast hosts in San Antonio is Mark Ebinger. I was gracious enough. He asked me to be on his podcast, and I was gracious enough to accept. And I said, hell yeah, Mark. let me go out here. And I found out that you were on the podcast as well.
Right.
And this is Let's Talk Business San Antonio, which is the #1 rated business podcast in the San Antonio area, right?
Yeah.
So I found out that you were the event organizer for one of his mixers. And ever since I saw you there, I've seen you blow up.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of networking and you've done a lot of social media. You've done a lot of connecting. And so I know your elite business link is in the forefront. And you're
Right.
doing a lot of badass shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
And we appreciate that because we're networkers as well, and
Right.
we're business owners as well. So we appreciate that. So how did all that come into fruition?
So, I mean, originally, when I got into networking, I had always worked for like a corporate job, but I kind of got out of that and decided, hey, I'm going to try this whole insurance journey. And when I got into insurance, I was networking to, everyone's like, you need a network. I had no idea what networking was about. So got into networking and found out that I had a love for it. I loved meeting people. I loved connecting people and just getting to know people in general and to have a great long-term relationship with them when it's on a personal level. And so after a while, I figured out insurance just wasn't for me. But I knew that networking was like one of my loves. And I was like, how am I going to do what I love and monetize off of that or try and grow something? And so it initially started off as like a networking group. And so I started hosting different networking events in San Antonio, and that kind of transitioned and blossomed into an event organizer, event manager, and it's just something that I love doing now. I don't want to stop.
Right.
Yeah.
So just meeting people is cool because you meet people and everybody's different.
Right.
Everybody's a custom person. People from all over the world and all over, the city and things like that. And everybody brings a different value asset to the table as well. So have you met anybody like really famous, anybody influential that, TikTok famous or NBA players or anybody big like that?
I would say no, not in general. As far as like anybody large scale, any type of.
Well, besides J-Rock
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You just met J-Rock.
Yes, I just met J-Rock, so
Yeah.
I need to get to know him more, and then we can talk about that.
Hell yeah.
But no, I would say not anyone, not any actors or basketball players or anything like that. But I've met a lot of influential people in the business, and so I think that's where my goal is just to meet business owners and entrepreneurs in and around San Antonio, across Texas, and of course nationwide.
Yeah. So what is your daily routine? Because I see you all over the place on social media. You're out doing these mixers, you're out exercising, you're out, so you're a single mom. We
Yes.
found that out as well, and we'll get into that. So so you're connecting everywhere. When you go pick up your kids from school, I'm sure you know the principals and the teachers and all. So every day is just a networking mixer, right? Kinda. And if you don't know somebody, then you're gonna find out who the heck they are.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because relationships are the key to victory.
Yes.
Not only in business, forget business, just in life.
Right.
You need to have resources, right? People to know that that can mow grass, that people, mechanics, people that are roofers, realtors, so on and so forth.
Right.
So that is so important. So let's get back to you. And one thing I just mentioned it now. So we can talk about boss lady and all these leadership and stuff, but you're a single mom. That's just another scale
Yeah.
of what you bring to the table. Because it's tough being a single mom, I'm sure.
It's difficult, yeah.
How has that changed you?
I've been a single mom for a while now, so now it's
So you say a
normal.
while. How many years?
Oh, 9 years.
9 years. Okay. Because you got a child about to graduate from high school.
Yeah, I have a 17-year-old. He graduates this year, and I have a 16-year-old who's a junior and a soon-to-be 10-year-old.
And you're just rocking it out. So
Yeah.
you're teaching these your children how to be influencers, how to be respectful, and how to provide value to people, and how to get ready for the real world. Because the real world is a crazy place. And all these kids, including mine, think it's life is easy, right?
Right.
You're just gonna go in there and you're just gonna live and you're gonna be okay. No, life sucks sometimes. It's gonna hit you in the damn mouth, right? So how have you prepared your children for the next level?
I think just in general, I've always been very open with my kids. I have conversations most parents are scared to have conversations about. So being able to have an open conversation and talk about anything and everything that you can think of, whether it's girls or drugs or whatever that you can, kids should feel safe when they come to their parents, no matter what it is. And I've always had that open door policy. Like, I will never judge you for what you're doing or what you choose to do, but I can help guide you in the process. And I've always let my kids be their own decision makers ultimately. And now that they're older, right, my teens are a lot older, they can decide and pick and choose where they want to live their life and what they decide. And I think, honestly, open communication is the best key for any parent.
So you guys talk about the birds and the bees, right?
Yeah.
You talk about relationships.
Yes.
So you have 3 boys?
All boys.
Is that a tough thing?
No, it's not. I think if I had girls, I'd probably, I don't know.
Because I have 2 girls.
I wouldn't know how to raise girls, but I can raise boys, yes.
Yeah. I think if I had boys, I'd be, giving them, the noogies and,
Knuckle sandwiches.
kicking them in the butt and stuff like that, just for no reason. Mm-hmm. But my girls, I try to raise them like boys, like a boy's mentality, and ultimately a man's mentality. Don't let nobody push you around. Mm-hmm. Don't let nobody fuck with you, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because if they do, and you're allowing this, then you're gonna fall for anything, and then you're gonna eventually be weak, and then so I teach them to be strong, brave, courageous, these kind of things, and we do have those tough conversations with them. Relationships. What's going to happen if you do this decision or make this decision or this call or whatever. But it is tough. And when you were growing up, as opposed to how they're growing up today, do you think life is a lot tougher today, or was life tougher when you were growing up?
I think life is tougher now than growing up. I think growing up, when I was younger, we didn't really have to worry about a lot of the stuff that kids are worrying about these days. We didn't have social media. Mm-hmm. Social media was never an influence in any of our lives back then. It was like, let's go outside and play. Or, there was never there was video games was there, but it wasn't as intense as it is now. Yeah. Pac-Man, Nintendo. All that
Super
fun
Mario
stuff.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and today you got TikTok and you got all these, like for girls, they have to put on they got to be perfect.
Right.
And if you're not perfect body, perfect face, perfect hair, people are going to judge the hell out of you.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get made fun of. And it's just an extra layer of these kids, these mean kids, to bully you. Mm-hmm. And it's tough. When we talked about mental health and stress in the beginning, that shit weighs on these kids.
Yeah.
And then every kid is raised differently. Some kids have never gone through bullying. And when they get bullied, they curl up in the fetal position. And they, sometimes they want to hurt themselves and in their life and all that kind of stuff. So it is tough. And when I was growing up, my mom and dad just said, hey, just go to your friend's house. Go spend the weekend at your friend's house. And I did. Mm-hmm. We didn't have cell phones and stuff like that, obviously.
Yeah.
This shirt says the best of 1976. So I grew up in the early 80s when I was a kid,
Sorry, I chuckled there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old school. So Samantha, you said earlier, I'm getting old. I'm old school. Hell no.
Yeah.
When I grew up, there wasn't a lot of things of course I was, a kid, so I didn't see the news and I didn't see that thing. I'm sure there was shit going on, but not the way it is today. Everything is glamorized. Everything is put on a pedestal. Everything is immediate, like on the news. If somebody's missing or abducted or somebody gets shot, you're gonna see it. Just like the shit from the Fiesta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
This fight, right?
Yeah.
It went viral and people are, oh yeah, look at that guy, whatever. But we see stuff from a different lens today.
Yeah.
So, and we see business from a different lens, and we see relationships from a different lens and things like that. When we were growing up, our parents, and I said this on a previous podcast, they didn't have the mentality and the resources that we have today. They were probably business owners, but they didn't have the extra layer of marketing. Back then, they had Yellow Pages, right? Or a magazine or something. And if you ever got to be put on the radio, that was a huge deal.
Right, yeah.
Now everybody's a marketer. Everybody's an influencer. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a platform to run their business and to lead generate. Mm-hmm. And some people today, lead generation is one of the toughest things that they have. Yeah. It's a weakness. And some people don't have it like you, the ability to get on stage, meaning social media, and shake hands and kiss babies with these entrepreneurs and corporate leaders and things like that.
Yeah.
So good on you. And I think you got the secret sauce as part of your business model. Mm-hmm. Social media is king. I mean, let's just be honest. And today, do you agree with this? If you're not on social media, you're missing out on opportunities.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. When I talk to businesses and they don't have a Facebook, an Instagram, or, a LinkedIn, they're definitely missing a lot of opportunities there, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So do people come to you, hey, Samantha, give me advice. I see you out there networking and hustling. Can you give me some advice on how to get my business started?
Oh, all the time. Yeah, I get a lot of people. In fact, I was at an event a few weeks ago, and this girl was talking to me, and she's like, I'm trying to grow my business, but it's not doing what I'm doing. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, well, let me see your socials first. Like, automatically, that's like the first thing that everyone looks at. And I was looking at her Instagram, and I'm like, hey, you don't post consistently. You're posting sporadically, and it's not consecutive, right? And I said, if you just change that one little thing and you make one post a day, and I'm like, write a calendar, every calendar, make a check mark. Every time you post at least once for your business, you're gonna see the change. And she's noticed, like, ever since then, it's only been a few weeks since she's been doing it, but she's reached out to me and said, hey, thank you for helping, like, just giving me that, because now she has the confidence to post every day and not feel so bad about it. And it's really been a good key to level up her business.
So you said confidence. I think confidence is the key to victory. And was it a very low confidence? Because she had the mindset to at least be assertive to post on social media. But did she have the confidence to post daily, or she didn't have the time? Because most people say, I'm either afraid to post because I don't want people to think I'm bragging, or they don't have the time.
So I think in her case, it wasn't that, actually. It was more so the fact that she was afraid to be in front. She was afraid to be her face of her business. And I mean, I did that in the beginning too. I didn't want to be behind a camera. I don't like to do that. But you have to be able to do that in order to help your business grow. Because I think back, maybe a year ago, it was all about influencers and, oh my God, look at what I'm doing or where I'm going. And now I think social media is changing onto a more personal level, and people really want to see you as a person. And so being the face of your business is a great thing to have.
Because like I told you before we even started, I have people reaching out, and they're very on the surface. Hey, Johnny, hey, can I get on your podcast? Here's my business. And I want to say, I don't give a shit about your business.
Yeah.
I don't. I care about you. I want to know about you and what you bring to the table to add value to my life.
Right.
Besides just that you own a lawn service or that you are a mechanic or whatever. I'm just making stuff up.
Right.
But people think just because you're giving you're giving them information about themselves and their business, that's building a relationship.
Right.
It's actually counterproductive. And you have something on that, J-Rock?
Well, I got some people coming in, so I'll get back to that real quick. But yeah, Yitzhak Pearson's on watching live. He said, good meeting you today, Samantha. Yeah. Remy's on. He said, single dad life is over. Life over here, single life over here is what Remy's saying. And he also said, my business is killing it with minimal to no social media.
Ooh.
So
who was that, Remy?
That's Remy, yeah. So that's Adam Hyde. And he works at a smoke shop. So smoke shops, I guess you can kind of say what?
Oh, yeah.
They always need, that's kind of sells itself.
Smoke shop, like barbecue or smoke shop?
Smoke shop as in cigars, and, cigarettes, vapes, things like that.
Yeah.
So I guess a business, I don't know about that there, but yeah. So, but yeah, these guys, Dylan Shively, he butted in there. He says they aren't saying it can't do good without it, but it's not as its full potential without social media. Is a fact, 100%.
Spot on. Yeah, I mean, you're not just because you post on social media means you're going to get all this abundance of business.
Yeah.
It probably not going to happen. It's consistency, like you said earlier. People have to know who you are. They have to like you, trust you in order to do business with you.
Right.
And Dylan can attest as well. It's all about being on top of mind. People got to know your name, and they got to know what value you bring. Nobody, like I said, people don't really care about the business. They care about the person.
Exactly.
Once people can figure that out, business owners can figure that out. Just like on social media, I don't always post real estate. I don't always post social plug media. I post other things, the humanistic side. And I'm not for everybody. Some people hate it.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck that guy. Just being real. Or some people be like, hey, that's cool. You influence me, and I'm motivated by your stuff.
Right.
And I do get calls and emails and texts and stuff like that saying, thank you for posting that. It helped me change my mindset. I love what you're doing, things like that. But you're not everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
And I think some people get stymied or declawed when they post something and they don't get immediate gratification on the post. If they post something and it's been 10 hours and they only got like 3 likes, they're like, oh man, let me delete that. No, people are watching you no matter what.
Yeah.
It might just be your mom liking it, but people are watching what you do.
Yes.
And it's just another layer of, getting your face out there and things like that. But yeah, Dylan's right. It's not all about the social media, but it's just about another opportunity to get seen by the masses.
Yes.
I see J-Rock laughing
I'm
over there.
laughing over here because Dylan and Remy are having a comment battle over here
Okay,
so far.
great.
So it looks like Dylan said, well, again, he said what he said. There ain't saying he can't do without or with, full potential without social media. Remy says, I debate that. And Dylan said, we can debate all you want. Let me know. I'll get it. Laugh out loud. Johnny Martinez, get us on the podcast. Do it live.
Yeah. So gentlemen, I appreciate
we appreciate it. No,
the back
that'd be
and
fun.
forth. Hey, they're
I love
keeping
it.
the algorithm up and all the comments up. So thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Remy.
Yeah.
So
No, it's great.
Thank you guys. But it could be a debate. Some people love social media, some people don't. Some people thrive on it,
That's
some
true.
people don't.
Yeah.
That's very true.
It's just customized to you.
Exactly.
We happen to like social media. I mean, we're in the business of social media, and it works for us. But I would have a hard time getting my vision and my platform out there if it wasn't for social media.
Right.
So if you're a business owner struggling, reach out to us. We can give you advice, tips, pointers. We are truly in the business to help people.
Yeah.
We want people to be successful, even if they're in the same industry we are.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about that, same industry.
Yeah, we were
Right?
talking about that
Yeah.
earlier about competition.
So competition is cool. There's a friendly rivalry, friendly competition, and this is something that Dylan has spoken about in depth as well. Him and I have spoken about this. Friendly competition is cool, but when it overwhelms you and you start hating people and start despising people because now you're looking at them as competition because you're in the same industry, it becomes toxic. And then people can see the real you. And if you're talking shit to somebody on social media because they're in the same industry, or you're talking bad about somebody to others that are in the same industry, then it's counterproductive.
Right.
And then people can see you for what you are, and then it's just bad.
Yeah, it looks bad on you, not the other person.
So have you seen instances like that?
Yeah, I've seen instances where you hear people talk about other people and their businesses, but it doesn't make you think about that business bad. It
Right.
makes you think about that person in another light, and you kind of see, wait, what's the reasoning behind this? Why are you saying these things about this person? Like, what happened? Or, and then it just kind of like leaves a bad taste in your mouth, because if they're out here talking about another business like that, who else are they talking about? Are they talking to their customers like that and their clients? And then that just turns me off, where I won't work with someone like that, because if I wanted to refer a client to you and I see you talking bad about someone else, I don't want my client to be dealing with something like that either.
Guilty by association.
Yeah.
So be mindful and be very cautious of your circle, right? And this is not only in business, but in life as well.
Yeah.
Because if you're hanging out with people that are toxic or, constantly get in trouble and seen in a bad light, it's a direct reflection on you. And if you refer people out, because it has your name attached to it, and it's guilty by association, now they're going to see Johnny and Samantha are referring this company out who's talking shit about everybody.
Yeah.
It makes us look bad.
Yeah, it
So,
does.
yeah, that's just one of those things. That's just a business thing. So let's go back to the networking real quick. I don't want to, harp on that too long, but we talked about it over lunch. So networking is a skill set, right? And there's a lot of do's and don'ts within networking. What are some of the do's and what are some of the don'ts?
So I would say do get to know who you're talking to on a personal level, right? You can meet 10 different realtors, you can meet 10 different insurance people, but I want to know what's going to set you apart from everyone, because everyone's different on their personal, just in their personal life in general. And so when I'm referring to people or referring out clients, not everyone is going to be for you, and there's millions of people in the world, right? So it's good to know people on a personal level, to know who's going to work with who may not work with who, and just kind of give you a better understanding to build that relationship, because that's really what it's about. definitely building relationships.
Networking is kind of like speed dating a little bit,
Yeah.
right? So when you initially meet them, because they got their little name tag sometimes or whatever, you kind of know what they do, right?
Yeah.
But their whole presentation is how they speak. Now you can ask them a question, hey, so what do you do? If they make it all about themselves, that might not be somebody you want to deal with. But then again, it's all perception, it's all perspective, right?
Right.
Or if they start asking you questions about your business, and they might be a little bit more welcoming. And so there's no perfect way. There's 100 ways to skin a cat.
Right.
But networking is one of those delicate things. You know what you like. You know how you feel about people and relationships. So I think the do is just be mindful of, not just because you go shake 100 hands doesn't mean you're going to do business with 100 people.
Exactly.
You want to make sure that you are assertive and you ask the right questions. And always be mindful of your presentation, I think.
Right. Yeah.
So what are some of the don'ts?
Don'ts, I would definitely say I don't want to be like just throwing a business card and like dipped.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I have to go. Here's my business card because I don't know who you are. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I have your business card, but what is that gonna do if I don't really know who you are? I would definitely say that, and I don't like to be sold at business events or networking events.
Right.
I want to get to know the person rather than being sold because again, we can set up business for another meeting and have a better understanding of exactly what you do in detail, rather as like just trying to sell me there right on the spot. It's not gonna work.
Right.
Yeah.
I said it over lunch as well. I said, when you reach out to me on instant message or whatever, I don't just want to hear about your business right away. We can be friends because we have mutual friends. Sometimes I friend people who have like 50 mutual friends.
Yeah.
Cool. So I know that you're in good standing, right? I already know that. And because social media is an extension of networking, right?
Yeah.
So I said, at least let's do a business flirtation a little bit. And that's a new concept, business flirtation. Like my stuff a little bit, say, hey, great job, things like that. So I can get to know your face and your name on a different level besides just, hey, dude, I want to do business with you because I want to be in your podcast and I have this service. Yeah, chill out a little bit. At least get to know the person a little bit and then reach out.
Yeah.
So I think that's a don't. Don't be so quick to tell people about your business right away, because half the people don't give a shit
Yeah.
about your business. Let's just keep it real, right? What sets you or other business owners apart in any industry? Because I'm all about any industry, and I think if you think from a strategic level, that's from 90,000 feet up in the air, even 30,000. If you can think strategically, you're going to be a better business owner in any industry, right? So what sets you apart from the other event organizers or business planners?
I guess just the fact that I'm very personal when it comes to working with my clients. Like, I want us to have a great relationship more than anything. Like, I want to know about them and I want to be able to kind of provide what they're needing without them even having to tell me. So just, again, building those strong relationships is what really sets me apart. And just always being in connection. Like I love to get to know people. I love to talk about other people's businesses and help in any way that I can, whether it's at an event or just trying to find them leads. I like to say I'm a giver. We have givers and takers. So I'm definitely a giver out there because I think my business won't be able to succeed if I'm not helping someone else's business.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
So the value you bring, that was one of my follow-up questions. The value you provide is just giving
Right.
and helping. Do you do that like all the time? Is that something, do you get kind of burned out at all? Always giving, or do you like receiving sometimes in business?
Everybody loves to receive, of course.
Right.
But for me, what honestly brings me joy and what I really got into my business is because I love helping other people. That's just what I love to do. And so it comes naturally to me. If there's an opportunity for me to give something or a hot lead, that's like one of my favorite things to do is just to connect those people. That's something that I love doing. Yeah.
Do you believe in the power of no?
The power of no.
Power of no. So no is a powerful word, right? Because you said you love helping people. Right. Hell, I love helping people.
Right.
I think we all do.
Right.
But at some point, you can't help everybody.
Exactly.
So if all these people are like, hey, Samantha, can you help me? Can you help me get this started? Can you help me organize? Can you do all these things? The power of no.
Yeah.
So because you got to prioritize your life. You got to prioritize what you got going on.
Exactly.
Because you can't take on all these projects.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
So one of the biggest things that I say no to is a lot of people that are asking for help, but they're not helping themselves. And there's a lot of that going on where there's businesses that are like, hey, I need this or I need that. And I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing to help your own business? If you're not putting in the work for yourself, why should someone else put in the work for you?
Damn right.
Yeah.
And that's in life as well. Because people reach out to us all the time. Hey, can you help me? Can you do this? And I'm like, I tell my wife, what are they doing to help them damn selves?
Yeah.
I can help you all day, but if I don't see an effort from your part, why am I going to bend over backwards for you? So yeah, good perspective as well. And I got 100 questions here that I can ask you. I want to ask them all. But what's your philosophy like on life? Why do we exist?
Oh man.
Is that's a broad question, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't have the answer to that yet. I'm still searching for that.
Yeah. So, do you think? I mean, I don't want to get into aliens and heavens and stuff like that, but I think we all have a purpose.
Everyone has a purpose.
In
yes.
in some way, shape, or form, right? And we're all brought together by something. And I don't want to get into like a Joe Rogan type conversation where he's asking about aliens and how the pyramids were built and all that kind of stuff. I know J-Rock loves all that kind of stuff.
Conspiracy stuff?
Yeah,
We'll
conspiracy
save
stuff.
that for another one.
Yeah.
But the philosophy on life, I think everybody has a purpose, and my purpose, I think is a helper, as a leading some people. I don't want to lead everybody. I don't always want to be in a leader capacity because it does get exhausting sometimes. Sometimes I want to come home and I want to be the beta.
Yeah.
I want to be the follower. I want my wife to be able to lead and make the decisions when I'm home. Because all day leading and meeting people gets freaking exhausting.
Yeah. It's
Do you get
draining.
exhausted?
Oh yeah, it's draining for sure.
Yeah. So how does it drain you? How do you feel after a full day of work?
Sometimes it's intense. Like sometimes all they want to do is just like lay in bed. That's it. And and people always tell me you don't want to overwork yourself. You don't want to get burnt out, right? Because it's possible. It is possible to get burnt out. But usually when I get home, my home time is where I spend with my kids and just hang out and watch movie nights. We have a lot of movie nights, and just kind of relax. And I try not to think about work. Now there are days obviously when I bring work home and work whatever hours late at night.
What do your kids say?
As far as what?
When you're there on your phone while you're having dinner? Because it's happened, right?
So typically, like, they'll talk to me, and then and I'll be on my phone, and they'll say something, and then they'll be like, "Mom," and I'm like, "I'm so sorry. Just give me like 2 seconds. Let me send this, and then you'll have my attention." But again, my kids are old. They understand. They have a really understanding of what exactly I'm doing in life and business, and they know my goals. So it's easy for me to just kind of let them know, and then they know, okay, just give her a minute, and then she'll be redirected to us. So.
The hustle is real. The hustle can take over your life.
Yeah.
And you said earlier you love helping people, you love networking, you love relationships. Are you inundated with messages on a daily basis?
Yeah.
So how do you prioritize that?
Well, sometimes I'll get to them right away. If I'm in meetings or if I'm in a podcast, you see my phone's been blowing up. So, yeah, I'll make time. I'll make time definitely for it. Either if I can't get to it right away, by end of day, I'll try my best. If not, the next day. So it just honestly depends on how busy my day is for that day.
You got people thinking that you're blowing them off if you don't answer like within a few hours?
I haven't had that yet because I do typically communicate with them like, hey, I'm busy right now, I'll get back to you. Or, whenever I do reach out to them, I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry, I had meetings back to back. How can I help you? Because when I talk to people, I want to give them my 100%,
right.
Attention. Whereas if I'm doing something, I don't want to get distracted and then start and stop, and it's messy.
So I can talk all day about the great things you're doing, but I want to know. I think people want to know. Let's get deep in the weeds, okay? Because that's what we do on this podcast.
Yeah.
All right, behind the scenes, deep in the weeds. You've struggled before, haven't you? I think we all have. We all started off minuscule. We all started off with dilemmas, challenges, burdens, stress, and we all thought, hey, I can't make it. This shit's too hard.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to be an entrepreneur. There's no way I'm going to do this or that. So that happened to you. And so how have you struggled in life?
I think, when I was we'll kind of go back to the insurance. When I was in insurance, and I've always been the type of person that like can really get things down very quickly and easily, but for whatever reason I could not get insurance down. And so when I started realizing that, hey, this isn't the best for me, I kind of really felt like a failure, right? Because I was so used to being able to hit things spot on. Like I would be able to soak it up and just like share everything into the world and have a great understanding and everything. But when I did that, it really brought me back like, oh wait, maybe this isn't the best for me. This isn't the right situation. But then I was worried because I didn't want to go back to corporate. I knew like entrepreneurship was for me. I just didn't know exactly the route. And so that's where it was really hard for me to kind of take in and to understand is like, where is my business journey taking me?
So I got a couple of questions out of what you just said there. You said insurance was tough and you were about to quit, right? Or you did.
I did
You
quit.
did quit. Why was it tough?
I don't know. I just couldn't get it down.
Was it the calls, the quotas? Because you have to make quota.
Yeah.
And if you don't make your sales, you don't get paid.
Yeah, I think for me, it was just really finding the right clientele. For the type of insurance that I was doing, I was very limited to what I could sell.
What kind of insurance did you have?
Great insurance. It was PPO insurance for
Okay.
business owners and entrepreneurs. But I think I just didn't have enough time to grasp it or to understand it, and so it was a little bit harder for me to take in.
So it was the content or the lead generation? Did you have trouble with lead generation?
I did have a little bit of trouble with lead generation because I was new. I've never been in sales. It was like my first sales job. So, I would say it was a struggle for that as
Did you have an influencer or a mentor or anybody helping you at all?
I did have mentors that worked with the department, but outside, no, not necessarily.
Because you said, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
but I didn't have the mindset. How did you know you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
No, I didn't always know. Did I say that? I don't know.
You said you wanted to be an entrepreneur.
After the insurance part.
Okay, after
Yeah.
the insurance. But when did the light bulb go up above your head, and why did you know you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Well, what happened was I was in a corporate job and I got sick, and so I had lost. I had really lost some type of. So I had lost some type of. Sorry, got distracted.
No, you're good. You're good.
So for me, like when I was in the actual insurance job or corporate, I was in a corporate job and I got sick.
Right.
And so when I got sick, it really, I didn't know what to do. And I didn't want to go back to that. And so I just decided to go into insurance. And once I went into insurance, I was like, okay, this is where I need to be. I just didn't know if insurance was the right for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So did that change the scope of your future, failing in insurance?
Yeah, it really did.
How did that help you?
It just gave me a better understanding of everything, right? And so I had never thought, I guess, growing up, it was always 8 to 5 job. That was just kind of our mindset as like families. And so I had never seen the entrepreneurship, but getting into that light, it really opened that door for me.
So being an entrepreneur, has that been a game changer for you? Are you ever going to go back to a 9 to 5, 8 to 5,
No.
anything like that?
I don't think I'll ever do that again.
Working
No.
for somebody?
No, I don't think I can.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not for the weak. Because if you don't perform or you don't produce,
Right.
you can fail,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of people think entrepreneurial business is easy because they see people like you and others on social media saying, hey, I'm winning. I'm doing whatever I want. I'm at the gym at noon on a Wednesday. I'm having margaritas on a Thursday. I'm out meeting clients and I'm getting paid, doing all these things. They think it's easy. It's kind of like the kids with social media, right? Thinking that, all these TikTok influencers, they just woke up and they're like that. Or these athletes that just woke up. No, it takes a lot of damn hard work.
Yeah, it does.
And it takes these sleepless nights. It takes a lot of failure. It takes a lot of stress and burdens. You're waking up at 2 a.m. sometimes saying, oh, shit, did I take care of that customer? Did I answer that email? Did I take care of this? Because if you don't, shit's going to hit the fan. And people can sue you. So there's a lot of liability as a entrepreneur that people just don't see.
Yeah.
And if you're running multiple businesses as a serial entrepreneur, it's even more burdensome. But people just see the winning side, but there are some losing sides.
Yeah.
And every day, there might be a struggle. Maybe not every single day, but you're going to struggle throughout the week. And all these things compound you into making you a stronger person. And I think that's what happened to you and a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I've said before, people quit. That's how businesses fail, right? But it's okay if you know that you were struggling in insurance and that wasn't your calling. If you're really feeling in your heart that it wasn't for you and you're trying something else, well, shit.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. Do you have any advice for somebody out there struggling or somebody just trying to get a start in any industry?
I would just say follow what you want, right? Don't let other people or outside influences change your idea or your concept. If you have a passion for it, just follow it. But just don't be scared. And it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, just go into it knowing that it's not going to be
Yeah.
easy. Because if you think it's going to be easy, it's going to be twice as hard.
Yeah. Are you still struggling today with anything?
Yeah. I mean, I
What
think
do you struggle
everyone
with?
has struggles, right? I think right now, just managing personal life and business. You know, I have to be into my business 24/7, but also my personal life is, that's important too with my kids. I have my youngest son has a birthday coming up. My oldest son's gonna graduate. We're transitioning, we're moving. So it's like a lot of things going on in the personal life. Whereas, I still have to be able to manage my clients and everything.
You got to
like that.
perform.
Yeah.
Because nobody cares that your son's graduating and all these things. I mean, we care. We're talking
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
But the average person has no idea. They just want you to perform and to organize their upcoming event,
Yeah.
right? So that's a tough thing, too, to understand what your consumer wants from you. If I'm on vacation, hell, I was on vacation a couple of weeks ago in Cancun. Nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
They want to know, is their house closing?
Yeah.
They want to know, is the inspection getting done? And they don't care that I'm out there sipping on a margarita or a daiquiri or what I got going on. Just get shit done.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a tough pill to swallow, too.
Yeah.
Just knowing the other side. And you just got to be mindful and you got to be, understanding of those kind of things. So you said balancing your work life and your home life. Is there truly a balance?
No. I've learned that.
Yeah.
I've learned that over time. There's no balance. No.
Yeah. So how do you balance your kids as opposed to business?
I'm still learning that.
Is it scenario based?
Yeah. I mean, for my kids in general, I mean, for the most part, they help me out a lot. Like, if my kids weren't as old as they were, I probably wouldn't be able to do what I do now. But because my older boys take care, they cook, they clean, they do what they got to do, they hold the house down. Yeah, I've raised them to be very independent men, right?
Yeah.
And so if I didn't have that, it would be a very hard struggle for me to do what I do now.
So your grass is always cut, your trash is always taken out.
Yeah.
They make dinner,
Yep.
and you're out there hustling all day, and you come home, and stuff is getting done.
Yeah.
And their grades are pretty good as well.
Yeah. I have my son's gonna graduate distinguished.
Oh, yeah,
My
look at you.
oldest son, my middle son is in an engineering program, so he's enrolled in UT as well, so sophomore in high school, and my youngest one he's grinding it out in elementary.
So how cool is that? A single mom, right? Because there's a lot of single moms out there that are struggling. It's tough. It's tough even if you have a dual parent household. But being a single mom and you're out there hustling, doing all these things that you do, and your sons are taking care of business at school and at home, it gives you another layer of excellence, not only within your scope underneath your roof, but it gives you a peace of mind that when your sons get out of the house and go into another, into their career, that they're going to be well prepared.
Yeah.
Because these kids, a lot of times, are not prepared for life. I spoke about that in the very beginning. I see kids that are just ill-prepared, and you have babies having babies nowadays.
Yeah.
And you have these, kids that are 17, 18, bless their heart, having kids. But the world is a tough place to be. And if you're not seasoned, if you don't have a support system around you, and you're a young person having kids, it makes it even harder. So your kids are going to be even less prepared.
Yeah.
So good on you.
Thank you.
So you said earlier you're single. And are you mingling?
Yeah.
Are you actively looking for a male partner? counterpart, anything like that? I mean, just putting it out there. I mean, we're on a podcast.
I'm actively looking. Yes, I would say so.
Okay. And what are you looking for in a male?
Oh my goodness. Do you want me to pull out the list? No.
So I know you have do's and don'ts. We talked about that with the networking, but you have do's and don'ts with men, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, first and foremost, like, I have kids, so they have to have a very understanding, like, going into it. I have kids, no matter what. I don't have baby daddy drama, so don't worry about that. But
that was another question.
No baby daddy drama.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that one, right?
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, my kids and their dads we have great relationships, so no drama there. But they just have to be understanding, like, hey, like, I don't need a dad for my kids. I need a father figure. So I need someone that they can look up to. That's one of the biggest priorities. But also, I mean, really what I'm looking for is just someone that is understanding and trustworthy and fun. And I just want to find my best friend and have fun and travel the world and do crazy things with.
Do you care how they look?
No, not really.
So he can be 400 pounds and
Come on.
never work out.
Come on,
But-
bro.
but
Don't
he's
do
everything
that.
else,
Don't
you know?
do that. Can't do that.
He's not putting me on the spot.
I know, right?
Hey, that's what we do on the podcast.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, that's good. Best friend. Okay, so
Yeah.
that I was just being playful.
You already
but,
got one big fan. His name is Adam Height, by the way.
so Adam Height's a single guy, right? Is he?
Yeah,
Is he
he
not?
is.
Okay. But anyway, what was I going with that? Oh, the having a best friend.
I was trying to help you there, Sam. I was trying to help you.
You have to have a best friend, a confidant, somebody you can confide in,
Yeah.
and go into the thing together.
Yeah.
I mean, that is huge. I mean, better together, right? Hashtag better together.
Right.
So having somebody like that is just a plus.
Right.
And somebody who can help raise your boys and be an influence to those guys. I mean, shit, sky's the limit with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, good on you. Maybe we'll edit all that stuff
Okay.
out, you know. But who knows? This is live,
Well,
so,
no,
to
it's
so
say,
live.
it's not
We're
gonna edit.
live,
It's out
bro.
there.
We're
It's
live.
out there. I don't know who's
you
screen
know that.
recording or anything like this. What inspires you?
Obviously my kids, just being able to provide a good life for them. I mean, I think, just my kids. My kids inspire me. My goals, my vision of my business, that also inspires me. Like where I see my business growing and going, that's a huge inspiration.
Yeah, it's huge, and it eases your mind as well.
Yeah.
And your legacy, I'm sure, is your kids as well. Teaching them and having them carry on your mindset and everything you've taught them to their kids and beyond. Are you ready to be a grandma?
No, I won't be a grandma until I'm like 50.
Okay. that's
I want to
like
be grandma age. Like I want to be old when I'm a grandma. For
grandmas today are a lot younger.
Sure. Yeah.
There's like 34, 35-year-olds that are grandmas.
That's my mom. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I remember growing up, my grandmas were old. They're like in their 70s, right? And now I got friends that say, "Oh, I'm a grandma. I'm 35 years old." I'm like, what the
That's
hell
why I
is
like
going on?
living in New Braunfels, bro.
Yeah. See,
The grandmas are looking good around here.
J-Rock likes those grandmas. And J-Rock is a single guy.
Yeah.
J-Rock's single, ready to mingle as well. So, ladies, if you like a guy like J-Rock who's a go-getter.
I'm
and
not putting myself on camera right now.
yeah, no. But J-Rock is a big deal. But so besides here today on our podcast and out in San Antonio, networking, Elite Business Link, where else can we find you on social media?
That's pretty much it. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I have a TikTok. I don't really get on there, but yeah, everything's under Elite Business Link or my name's Samantha Guajardo.
So Elite Business Link, just like that. Okay,
Yep.
it's no weird
No,
spellings or nothing like that.
Just like that. Yep.
All right, and you are a business organizer. You help people level up by helping to organize their events,
Right.
and putting on a great show.
Yes.
So what events do you have coming up?
So coming up, I have a couple this week. Let me just look at my calendar real quick. I live on my calendar. So I have an event tomorrow, which is our Alamo City Entrepreneurs Meetup. So that's for anyone in the business-to-business sales that are looking to grow their network. On the 25th, I'm doing a fundraiser for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society as well. And then, May 16th is the Let's Talk Business podcast mixer. So I'll be doing that. And I have, more events coming out.
Oh yeah. So you have a calendar of events on your socials.
Not on my socials. Every month I'll put out a whole list of the events that I have going on for that month, but yeah, I don't have like an actual calendar out.
And you do a lot of lives where people can follow you and they know where you're at and what you're doing and things,
Yes, I
things like
typically
that.
post.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Samantha, it's been a pleasure having you on. I know we can do a follow-up.
for sure.
I know we can do another hour of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've been great. Great
you.
answering the questions. I had some tough questions talking about the relationships and all that
I
kind of
know,
stuff.
put me on the hot
But you
seat.
know what? That's what we do on the podcast. Sometimes you should hear the questions I asked J-Rock.
Oh yeah, you don't want to know about
those
those.
are off.
I think those are off the camera.
Those are off camera,
Yeah, we can't do
and
those with the camera.
J-Rock's even like, what the hell? Why are you asking me that?
It's crazy.
And I
man.
said,
This
no,
guy's
I'm
crazy.
serious. Tell me, J-Rock.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, are you okay?
And sometimes I'm gonna get in trouble just for answering these. I
Yeah.
swear.
But
Yeah,
it's been
heck
a
yeah.
pleasure. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep hustling,
you.
keep grinding, keep making a difference and an impact in the lives of others. People are noticing you. People know about your business. And yeah, you're doing it big. Continue climbing, rising,
That's right.
and just doing the damn thing.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. And for
you for
those of
having
you watching, Remy, Dylan, Jesse, I have Jess here in the studio today too.
Yep.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of what we do. This is a live production, and it takes a lot of different hands to be in the pot to make stuff like this grow and to make things like this level up.
Right.
So next week we're gonna have Valerie Webb. She's the American Idol, or not the American Idol. Sorry about that. She's the Voice contestant. I think she was mentored by. I think her coach was John Legend.
Really?
So we're gonna have her
Wow.
on our podcast.
Dude, that's
as well.
exciting. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So Valerie Webb, she's a big deal here in New Braunfels. I think she's. I don't know if she was born and raised, but she definitely has an affiliation.
Yeah, affiliation here.
Here. So we're excited about that. We're excited to have you doing what you do and to get this podcast official and out. Okay.
Heck yeah.
You can find us on our socials as well. You had something.
We got
Gerard?
Kick Rocks tonight, man.
Kick Rocks.
So Kick Rocks is wrestling podcast for y'all that are watching. We are going to be live. This is going to be our first live in probably about a month. So I'm pretty excited to have that tonight. It's late night after all the little jabronis are asleep. So
Okay.
it goes on about 10 p.m. So
Okay.
heck yeah.
So J-Rock, like I said, he's a big deal. He's a wrestling promoter. He was a professional wrestler, and he's just he does a lot of things, and he has an influence as well. So his platform is Kick Rocks, powered by Social Plug Media. And if you're not doing anything tonight, or what, 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock we go live.
You know, follow him on his Facebook page as well. He talks wrestling and he talks a bunch of other things as well. So he brings value as well. So reach out to us on our socials, on our TikTok, on our Instagram, as well as socialplugmedia.net. We do videography, we do photography, we get drones, we got all kinds of things, including podcasts and beyond. We got the Spasmatics coming up on May 9th. We're going to highlight those guys by our friends at River City Advocacy, and they're also our podcast sponsor. So we love those guys and what they do. We
Got
love
the
their-
flyer showing right now.
we love their platform. So big shout out. River City Advocacy can help you and reduce your stress and help you with your mental health. All right. With that said, you are unplugged from the Social Plug Podcast, where we connect you to level up. We love you. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for all your support.